episode brought to you by thegiveawaygeek.com. Win board games, electronics, and gift cards at thegiveawaygeek.com. The geek that keeps on giving. Hey everybody, welcome to Board Online, Board Offline. Today we're bringing you a card close-up of the Sons of Anarchy board game. Now this game has a lot of cool stuff. It's very heavily influenced. I mean, it is the theme of the show is built into this game. With that in mind, the show is a very adult show, so keep in mind that while there's no actual nudity or curse words in any of the components here, there certainly are adult themes implied by a lot of the components here. And you'll see what I mean as I get in there. This is not a game that I would play with my 9-year-old daughter, for instance. Not just because it might be a slightly too mechanically complicated, but just because of the theme itself. Keep that in mind, and I hope you enjoy this video. We're going to be looking at the Clubhouses, the locations, and the Anarchy cards. So let's get right into it. All right, so let's start with the Clubhouses that you'll have. And I'm just going to show you the high octane side, and the reason for that is, of course, the unleaded side is exactly the same for all Clubhouses. So not much point in showing you that. Well, you know what? Here. Basically, with this, no matter which Clubhouse you have, you'll start with 3 base orders. 5 money, 2 guns, 2 contraband, 1 heat, 3 members, and 2 prospects. And again, that in this case with unleaded, there's no difference in each club. You might as well just be playing, whoever. So let's look at the high octane side. For the Mayans, they have a special ability. They can issue a club order. As your turn, you may issue an order to swap contraband for guns 1 time per turn. They also have a gang rule that's always in effect. As your turn, you may issue a throwdown order without discarding an order token. So the Mayans are always ready to throw down. They start with 2 base orders. They start with 5 money, 0 guns, 3 contraband, 1 heat, 3 members, and 4 prospects. Then we've got the 1-9ers, who have a gang rule. When calling for backup in a throwdown, do not discard any order tokens. The gang rule, they also have another one, trafficking limits are increased as indicated on your heat tracker. So, in other words, with the, here, let's see, here we go. With the Mayans and with all other gangs, they have a limit of 3 with the first heat, whereas the 1-9ers are going to have a limit of 4. And up here with the 4th heat, they may not traffic if you're the Mayans or anybody else, and the 1-9ers can still traffic a little bit. So then they also start with 3 base orders, 3 money, 1 gun, 5 contraband, 2 heat, 2 members, and 3 prospects. Then we have the Lens Syndicate, who they have a club order. As your turn, you may issue an order to spend money to drop heat, so they're able to pay off the authorities. And as a gang rule, if you are the patch holder at the start of a game round, take 3 cash. So they really benefit from being, monetarily anyway, they benefit from being the patch holder in the game. Starting assets, 7 money. So you can see, these guys are loaded with money. 2 guns, 0 contraband, 0 heat, 1 member, and 3 prospects. And then we've got Sam Crow. Club order. As your turn, you may issue an order to spend money to purchase guns, maximum of 1 time per turn. And a gang rule, take an extra cash each time you sell 1 or more guns. You get 3 base orders, starting assets of 5 cash, 3 guns, 0 contraband, 1 heat, 2 members, and 3 prospects. All right, now let's take a look at all locations you might go to in the game. The first 5 I show you are going to be in every game you play. They do not vary, but then after that, there'll be more. I believe there's a total of 7 in the game that you'll have that vary every time. So with the emergency room, place all injured dudes here. So after any throwdowns or anything that injures dudes, and then during cleanup, roll for each dude. And by the way, in this game, anytime you see it refer to a dude, that means either a member or a prospect. So if you roll 1 to 3, then the dude dies, return the dude to your recruit pool, or a 4 to 6, he survives and return him to your clubhouse. Then we've got the cut and bag op. And if you have control of this, you can spend money maximum of 2 times to gain contraband, or you can swap. Keep in mind it says or, that's important. You can't do both. Or you can swap 2 guns for 3 contraband 1 time. Then we've got the St. Thomas Hospital. Move all of one gang's injured dudes from the emergency room to their clubhouse. So if you have control of the hospital, you can move from the emergency room to here. And in the hospital, your dude is obviously more likely to survive. And in fact, if I remember correctly, I have to review these rules. I believe you do survive by being in the hospital versus the emergency room. You don't have to roll for it. Next up, we've got the Charming Police Department. If you have control of this, you can drop 1 heat and you claim the patch. So that's a pretty powerful ability there, even though you don't actually gain anything else from it. Here we've got the Gun Factory. Spend money to gain weapons, maximum of 2 times, or swap 2 contraband for 2 guns, maximum of 1 time. So that is all of the locations that will be in every game. Moving on to the locations that will be randomized every time you play, we've got the Clear Passages Dispensary. You can see that the main ability there is to skim 2 money, and then as a boost action, you can skim contraband as well. Next up, we've got the Adult Video Emporium. Skim 2 money, and the boost action there is sell 2 contraband for 4 money. Next up, we have the Hairy Dog. Sell weapon for 3 money, maximum of 2 times, or you can spend 1 money to gain 1 contraband up to 3 times. Next up, we've got Cara Cara Studios. Skim 3 money and sell. Skim 3 money is the main action, and then as a boost, you could sell 3 or sell 1 contraband, to gain 3 money. Here we've got Piney's Cabin. Skim a weapon and drop heat, or also as a boost action, move any of your dudes here. Then we've got the Local Irish Pub. Spend money to gain a weapon, maximum of 4 times. And the I-5 Corridor. Skim money per member, so skim 1 money per member on site, and then as the boost, move all dudes here to another location. We've got the Backwoods Pharmacy. Skim contraband, and then as the boost, swap 1 weapon for 2 contraband. We've got the Impeccable Smokes location. Now, also, I didn't mention, if you see this right here on a location, that means doing the action is going to generate heat. But in this case, swap a weapon for 2 contraband, maximum of 2 times, or sell contraband for 3 money, maximum of 2 times. We've got the S&M Liquor. Skim 2 money. Also, as a boost action, you can skim 2 contraband. Here we've got the Palace Restaurant. Skim 3 money, and as the boost action, sell a weapon for 3 money. Here we've got the Crematorium. Drop 2 heat or give 1 of your heat to a rival gang. We've got the Devil's Tribe Brothel. Skim 1 money and 1 contraband. And also, as a boost, you can promote 1 prospect here to a member. We've got East Bay Docks. This one's going to cost you heat. Spend 4 money. Gain 2 weapons and 2 contraband, maximum of 1 time. We've got Tienda de Discos. Gonna cost you heat to do this. Sell 2 contraband, gain 3 money and a weapon. You can do that twice. And you can also skim a weapon as the boost action. Here we've got Irish Freddy's Tattoos. Spend 1 money for 1 contraband up to 3 times. And as the boost, promote 1 prospect here to a member. And we've got the Suburban Meth Lab. Spend 1 money to get 1 contraband up to 2 times. You can also skim contraband there as well as the boost action. And then we've got Norton Military Surplus. Spend 1 money for 1 weapon up to 3 times, or sell 1 weapon for 4 money up to 1 time. And finally, the Wahiwa Reservation. Spend 1 money for 1 weapon up to 2 times, or spend 1 money for, or not actually, or this would be boost, so you could do it as well. Spend 1 money for 2 contraband. Now we're going to go through the Anarchy cards, and most of the Anarchy cards are opportunities. So there's a lot of these opportunities in the Anarchy deck. So right here, we've got Leverage, which is an opportunity, and you can choose a rival gang to either gain or drop heat. Galindo Connection. This is going to cost you heat. It's an opportunity to spend 1 money to gain a contraband up to 6 times. And then Brick Snatch, opportunity, steal 2 contraband. Counterfeiting, opportunity, 2 heat is what you're going to get for this. Skim, 9 money. That's quite a bit of money there in this game. Legal Front, opportunity to skim 2 money and drop 2 heat. Profiteering, it's going to cost you heat to sell a weapon and gain 4 money up to 2 times. Double Cross, opportunity to steal 2 weapons. Militant Militia, going to gain 2 heat for this. It's an opportunity to sell 1 weapon, gain 3 money up to 4 times. Car Bomb, injure the rival gang member of your choice. Gun Running, opportunity, you're going to gain heat. Sell 1 weapon for 3 money up to 2 times. Torch the Bodies, choose any gang to drop 2 heat. Anonymous Tip, choose any gang to gain 2 heat. Arm the Cartel, opportunity to, you're going to gain heat and then sell 1 weapon for 2 money and 1 contraband up to 4 times. Grand Larceny, steal 3 money. Opportunity to skim 4 money is Protection Ride. Russian Connection, spend 1 money for 1 weapon up to 6 times. Wild Goose Chase, move all of a rival's dudes from 1 location to a different location. Gun Running, going to gain heat, sell 1 weapon for 3 money up to 2 times. Charity Ride, you're going to skim 2 weapons and drop 2 heat. Midnight Run, sell 1 weapon for 2 money, no limit on this one. Patch Over Party, add up to 3 prospects or 1 member from your recruit pool to your clubhouse. Junkyard Deal, going to gain heat, swap 1 weapon for 2 contraband up to 3 times. So while those opportunities all generally gave you the ability to have some sort of new effect, they basically work as locations. Here we've got Last Call, and last calls are going to resolve at the end of the round, and this is not something that you're actually going to interact with so much as it's going to do something to you. And these happen at the end of the round, so let's see what these are. Oftentimes, they are usually bad. Last Call here, arrest warrant. The gang with the most heat must take the fall. Racketeering Probe. Gangs gain 1 heat for each location with 3 or more of their dudes. Clubhouses are locations for this purpose. Going Legit. Gangs with no heat can skim for money. Rescue. The gang with the fewest dudes may add a member from their recruit pool to their clubhouse. Now, the red ones are only used if you're playing hardcore mode, where basically it makes the game more difficult. These are more extreme situations. DEA Raid, discard all contraband. Gangs discarding contraband take the fall. ATF Raid, discard all guns. Gain 1 heat per gun discarded. Stahl's Vendetta, the gang with the most heat must discard all guns and take the fall. Now, obstacles are events that affect all players and basically are exactly what you think. There's something that kind of in the way of making progress. So right here we've got Recruitment Drive. All gangs add up 2 prospects from the recruit pool to the clubhouse. Obviously, in this case, not necessarily a bad thing. However, the more dudes players have, the more likely there's going to be confrontation. Police Kickbacks. All gangs discard 1 cash for each heat you have or take the fall. Wayward Son. In patch order, move a rival dude from a location to another location. All Points Bulletin. All gangs gain 1 heat. Vote for Change. Replace the Cut and Bag Op and Gun Factory with random sites. Return dudes there to their clubhouses. And the final type of Anarchy card are hassles. Now, the way these generally work is whenever they're out during that round, they have a rule that will affect that entire round. And then at the end of the round, they get discarded. But for this round, you'd have to deal with this new rule. So in this case, Customs Crackdown. Skip the black market. ATF investigation. Gangs may not sell guns. Gung ho local cop. Every time gangs sell anything, gain 1 heat. Gang war. For every rival's dude you injure, skim 2 money. Unser's last day. Heat generated by any source is ignored. Do not add any heat to your heat tracker. So that actually is a pretty good one right there to have. And the hardcore hassle card. Ride orders move rivals' dudes. Ride orders may not be used to move your dudes. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you like my channel, please subscribe. These are all the components that come in the, all the components. These are all of the Clubhouses, locations, and Anarchy Cards that come in Sons of Anarchy. I will say there's also a Clubhouse for a 5th gang called the Grim Bastards, and that's basically to kind of whet your appetite for the expansion of the Grim Bastards that you can purchase. They already give you the Clubhouse for it, but I didn't show it because you can't really play as them unless you proxy them and whatever. I don't want to do that. I'm just going to use the 4 gangs that the game actually comes with. So that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed the video, like I said, and until next time, if you're bored online, bored offline.